Alright, now for my be prepared spill. So, if anybody's out there hiking alone, because they like to hike alone or they just don't have anybody to go with, or if you're doing any of this off-trail scrambling stuff to get to some of the remote areas, it's always good to have a way to communicate to the outside. Whether it's the Garmin Inreach or some kind of a spot device or some other way to get out. It's just super nice to be able to get in touch with somebody if you have a medical emergency or you're running late or whatever the reason. It's like having the buddy system, you may not have a physical person with you, but you got an ability to get out and ask for help if needed. So anyway, just consider that. Comes with a price, but price of life is guaranteed a lot more than the cost for that device and the service plan that comes with it. Just wanted to comment on this Garmin Inreach Explorer 2. This unit right here. That thing right there, I think, is a must for any outdoors person that likes to hike or boat or whatever, where you're maybe off grid and you don't have access to cell phone coverage. It's a great way to get word out via text or even an SOS button if in distress. Doesn't mean you can do stupid stuff. It just means that you have another option for survival if you need it. This is great. Okay, I just wanted to take a quick minute and go over the computer side of this Garmin and how it connects and what you can see from the MapShare website. Okay, if you power on the Garmin, press that, select unlock, and then it powers on. Okay, and then you got the port in the bottom here. You open that up. It's got a waterproof cover. And you can put your micro USB in there. And when you do that, it'll connect to the computer so you can sync it, which it's already done via the satellite, but it will also install the software updates. And then from here, you can go to the sync option right here. It's just a software, and it'll sync your Garmin. It'll sync messages, sync maps. It'll update the software and maps if needed. And now I can show you what you do once you get into the MapShare software. So here I'm checking on my Inreach Garmin. I sent out a satellite communication to home, and it looks like I got a message back, so I'll check it. And the new message is right there. If you hit select on that, you'll be able to read it. Say, be safe, love you. Awesome. Okay. Now if you want to see what the Garmin's been doing with the satellite communication and their server, you can go to your login screen for your Inreach. It'll pull up your main page, and then from there you go to the Maps tab, and right there it'll show all of the places that you've been, and you can toggle those on and off so that they show up on every map or show up on some of the maps. So for instance, right here I have my last hunting trip all mapped out. So, I had a deer camp here, hike down, hike down through these group of trees here. And while I was working my way back up to the road, I was right here. I marked a GPS point on the Garmin. I was able to say this is where I saw the deer, and then I shot at a deer here. And when I walked up to there, I could see where I'd hit the deer, and I marked that. And then from there, I was able to track where the deer went, so I could find the deer. Likewise with, if I zoom out here, on the Zion Kolob Canyon camp, I have that one marked also. And this one I left the route on so you could see the route. So here's the trailhead at Lee's Pass. And you can see that, this is where we parked by the road. If you zoom really in pretty far, you can see the vehicles there. And if you click on any of these little waypoints here, it'll tell you data about that point. And if you open that up, it'll say we were going 1/3 of a mile per hour. The elevation was this. This was the GPS location. And you can check that with every waypoint as you go. It'll tell you how fast you were hiking, direction of travel, and all of that. And that shows up on the map if you have it toggled on. And this is what people are going to see if you send them a tracking link from your Garmin while you're out on the mountain. So when you're out on the mountain, you have the option to send a tracking link to friends or family, or a phone number, or a website, email, and whoever has that link can click on that link and track you in real time. These waypoints are every 10 minutes. It sends a communication to the satellite and then back down. And you can preset that to be at different intervals too, but the default's 10 minutes. And that shows where we camped. That way, if you got turned around or lost, you can find your way back to camp. It's pretty handy. Just for fun, when we did the cruise this last week, I wanted to see where we went while we were out on the ocean. So we set sail from Long Beach, and while we were out to sea, we were traveling 17 miles per hour. And the GPS happened to be on the 10th floor of the ship, which was about 100 feet above the water. So the accuracy of the elevation is pretty accurate too. But anyway, we were able to track our whole trip and all of the destinations that we took. And the Garmin also Bluetooths to your cell phone through the Garmin Map app, and it makes it easier so you can text and send messages, and rather than try to use the keypad option on the Garmin, which is, when you go in here and you click on messages, for instance, if you click on a new message, it brings up a keyboard and you have to select each of the letters one by one. And so it comes with preset messages, or you can Bluetooth to your phone so you can use your keyboard on your phone. Anyway, it's a pretty handy feature. It's pretty neat to see. Even let, friends and loved ones at home know where you are at any given moment in your trip. That way, if you get in a situation, you can send a text and they'll know where you're at. I just got an SOS message from home from the daughter. She's like, there's like 500 birds in our backyard. They're pecking at the windows. I'm trapped. I'm terrified. How's that for good use of the Garmin texting abilities? It's pretty awesome. And of course it comes with a price. So if you, for instance, if I go to home here, you can see right up here that my subscription is $25 a month to have this capability. They have other plan options with different pricing, but that's the one I chose because that's the one I use the most. Also, when you're in the map share here, in this tab over here, you can shut, if you want your waypoints to shut off, you can shut those off. If you don't want to show the tracks, like when you were, your hiking tracks, if you don't want to see those anymore, you can shut those off also. Anyway, it's a pretty handy tool. You can move those around, delete them, save them, put them in special folders, whatever. But anyway, I found this Garmin to be super handy. It's a safety net for when you're out in the field. Let your loved ones know where you are, and it gives you a way to communicate to the outdoors if needed. I highly recommend this or a similar device when you're out in the field. Well, according to the Garmin, it looks like I've gone 8.1 miles. Been hiking for just over 5 hours. So it looked like I had a little bit of a storm coming in or something. So I used my Garmin. Love this device, by the way. And I sent a request for weather to my location. And I got a response back. It says today we're supposed to have a little bit of rain. If I go to that, it tells me that the percentage of rain is pretty low, but can happen. But nothing super pressing coming my way, so I don't need to worry too much about it. Anyway, this Garmin's pretty cool. And the weather is not so cool.